In this video, we're going to complete this proof here, which says that JM bisects angle J and JM is perpendicular to KL. So again, in my proof, I see that there are no congruence theorems, so we're going to need to think a little bit about that. Okay, so my reasoning here is going to come from my given. So JM bisects angle J. So angle J is getting cut in half. So I know this angle is congruent to that angle. JM is perpendicular to KL, so I know that this is a right angle and that's a right angle, and that's going to give me congruent angles. And I also know that I have a shared side, so JM is congruent to itself, so that is going to overlap. So my plan here is going to be to use angle, side, angle. None of these are in my given, so we're going to have to think a little bit here. So let's start with the JM bisects angle J. That would mean that angle KJM is congruent to angle LJM, the two halves of that angle, because an angle bisector will give me two congruent angles, right? So that top part is congruent to the bottom part. For the side, we knew that we had an overlapping side, so JM was congruent to itself, and those should have segment bars above them. And that is by the reflexive property. And then we knew that angle JML would be congruent to angle JMK because those are right angles, and right angles are congruent. So that's my plan. So now I'm going to go through my proof. So I start with my statement and my reason. So start with your given. None of those given have congruent statements, so I can't mark anything off here. Then I'm going to go to my next one, which is KJM is congruent to LJM. That was my plan right here, because an angle bisector gives me two congruent angles. Cross that off. Then I can say, well, those are right angles because they're perpendicular, so that means those are right angles. And I know right angles are congruent, so that's my other angle. And then lastly, the side is JM is congruent to itself by the reflexive property, so cross that off. Once I have all three crossed off, that means that my triangles are congruent by what was in my plan, which was angle, side, angle.